I wasn't sure whether I should make this into a video or not. I usually only post really important videos, but after much debate, I think this is an important video to make. There's a lot of misinforming around politics and over-exaggerations, as well as pointless arguments. How does an apolitical person such as myself deal with it? I'll go into that in this video, and enjoy the World of Warcraft gameplay. Why you should still vote if you hate politics. I'm a very outspoken hater of politics, for a good reason. There is no position that best represents the truths I believe. However, I and you still have to vote, and there's a very simple trick to deciding who to vote. Take a political test on multiple websites, so you know where you land. This is important to finding out an average, and note down where you land, to again find the average. Some political tests have different outcomes, so we have to use the gumballs in the machine counting trick to find the average. Multiple could be 4 tests, or it could be 8 tests. It takes time, but it will be worth it in the end. Then you vote for the party that best represents you. If you lean towards libertarian, vote libertarian. This is how I deal with voting as someone who isn't political. I do have an extension of this though, in which there are some tips I'd like to give people for voting. I see a lot of stupidity around politics, government, and such. It's best to keep an open mind. That is the key to understanding yourself and others. So, here's the tips and tricks. Your vote matters. Just getting that out the way. If you want the terrible leader to get out of politics, your best course of action is to vote and encourage others to vote, so we can potentially get the leader out of there. Young people are generally less interested in politics, mainly because they are lazy. I'm a productive person, so this doesn't apply to me, even though I'm referring to my generation. But it is true, politics is too boring and uninteresting to people. So please, vote. Think others, not just yourself. Taking the consequentialist position over other positions can be quite beneficial. I call this the lesser evil, where the greater evil is simply ignoring all harm actions cause, whilst lesser is the opposite, it's ignoring none. Looking at the harm that things do to others is a good political position to have. You want people to be happy, as well as provide utility, which is still somewhat important. We can't be underpaying a factory worker, otherwise there will be no factory workers left, because they'd have lost their home, lost their pleasures in life, and you've lost your factory-made product. It's sad, but it's true. This happens when people don't think carefully about their actions. We want to keep as many people working in factories for as long as possible, until the robots take over. You don't have to wear politics, but you do have to at least think. As I said at the beginning, I don't like politics, so I choose not to wear my position like it's some shiny badge and something to be proud of, and neither should you. However, you do have to think about your position on things. You can't be voting, say, conservatives, who want to ban people from being trans, just because you want that to happen. Think whether your belief is right or wrong. Refer to and ask other people about your position, whether it is right and wrong. Do research. You'll find out that tons people do feel as though they are in the wrong body or simply want to be a different person and want to transition, both as sex and gender. This is where you get to by thinking. And as I'm going to start saying from now on, an untruth belief system is a brain-dead belief system. Don't use the past against politics. I think it's very foolish to think that a political party's questionable past is somehow evidence that their position when being voted in currently means the world is going to be in ruin and chaos. That's like saying you don't want to vote Democrats, for the US people at least, because Roosevelt bombed Japan a few decades back. It's absurd. And the new Democratic leader, as well as other people on the side, isn't even Roosevelt or the rest of the party. What even is that assumption? I'll say this, people's views change, even in a short amount of time. And it's never the end of the world when a bad idea gets through. In the UK, the Conservative Party wanted to take disability benefits away from the physically disabled. That never went through to my knowledge. I think people either protested enough, or the party didn't give it much thought. Holding no positions means people can't use it against you, and requires them to think more, or less if they give up. Something funny I find about people throwing around leftist or libtard insults, is they don't have the slightest clue about politics. On top of that, they also don't know what an individual believes. This is again, why I hold no political position. I'm not in favor of a party. For this exact reason. My views and beliefs are best expressed in words, not through a picture or a singular word. Hopefully these helped, or at least got you thinking. People definitely over-exaggerate politics. Really, everyone should be above politics due to the absurd nature of being categorized by commonly held beliefs associated with voting preference. It's like strawmanning everyone's position in various topics. I don't believe all Christians are homophobes, but I still criticize Christianity because that worldview does promote homophobia. Got nothing to do with the people, but it has something to do with their belief, and again, what badge they wear.